All right, seems that we're live. What's up, everyone? Hope everyone is doing well in the cryptoverse. Market's bullish. God damn, is it ever bullish? It actually did the move that I expected here about 10 days early. So, like I said, I'd be happy if that did happen before I thought it would. And we definitely saw that momentum come in and that big push. And we saw that with volume. Right down here, you can see that volume that came in with it. So Bitcoin is doing well. Now, today we're going to be looking at if Bitcoin goes does this sideways movement, we can just move this up to here and does something like this. Then we could see alt start to have some movement. And so what we're going to look at today is, will alt start to have movement if Bitcoin does this type of a scenario, which I possibly thought that would likely come down here. It hasn't. And so that's not a horrible thing. That just tells me that we got ahead of ourselves, which no problem. We love getting ahead of ourselves when it means more money in our pockets. So welcome everyone that's here today. Let me just pull this pop out chat so I can see all your guys' comments. Don't be shy, leave comments, let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm going to be doing some TA. I'll be here for a while. Obviously, live feeds we do for almost an hour, so you guys will be here. And if you need anything and you have any questions and concerns and you want to learn about FA or TA, this is your time. Okay, so what a surprise. Yes, I know your work will have to wait, but it is what it is. So here is what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you where I think Bitcoin's going to go next in ETH, and then I'm going to look at Bitcoin dominance and a little bit into the traditional markets, and then we're going to look for some gems. Now, I have one that I've been working with. I did post about this on Twitter as well. So we're going to be looking at a lot of these things. And guys, don't forget that it really helps the channel if you comment, if you like, if you subscribe, if you hit the bell. I will be doing more content, as you guys have probably noticed, and there's a lot of really amazing stuff. Yield app definitely is V2 coming. Orbit has V2 coming. Less Tools is coming out with a full-on package of stuff. Warina comes out tomorrow. Today, KSM starter. There is a lot of action going on right now in the industry, and I'm really excited for it because I have laid out some of my investments for you guys, but I have so many more to lay out for you, and so this is really exciting. Okay, now jump right into the TA of things. Do feel very confident that you guys can say whatever you like and comment and get involved with the stream. What do we see with Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin had a really big extension, and you know, when you have a move that moves basically from about $15,000 move, right, you're going to see some type of pullback. This moved up around 30%, 35%. So it would be normal for us to have a pullback to this level right here, right around, 51.5. That'd be a nice healthy retracement before we continue to go higher. We are seeing bullish signs of a TK cross happening here in the future, next couple days. So I would like for us to still come into this October zone where I thought we would really take off and really start to take off, even if it's the second wave of this small first one. Now, where I see us going next, very important question, is I do see us breaking this all-time high, and we're not that far away from that, and there's not much resistance there. So what's going to happen here is we'll likely come down, do a little bit of a sideways move, and the next move is going to bring us to all-time high. I believe October we will have a new all-time high on Bitcoin. With Ethereum, what are we looking at here? We're still looking for that buy zone. Even if it doesn't come, that's totally fine. We actually will move this buy zone a little higher. And the reason why we're going to move that buy zone a little bit higher is just because our Kijinsen is right there and it's right sitting on a level. So if we pull back down to this level again, which we have, this would be my first buying zone will be around 33.5. My second one will be right at the top of the Kucoin at 30. I still have my order there from 32.20 from yesterday. So those are still there, and we're going to wait to see if those hit. If they don't, we'll just cancel the order and look for our next opportunities. So ETH and Bitcoin look fine. The only thing we have to be cognizant of is Bitcoin dominance. And what are we seeing today? Like I said, it would be good that Bitcoin dominance doesn't get bullish. And so we have a bullish, it's not really bullish, but we have, this could be either a fake out breakout, or this could turn into a retest and then start going higher. Remember, we want Bitcoin to kind of go up a little bit dominance wise. We also want alts to go with it. And if it doesn't happen, then we're in trouble. Now, what did we look at today? We're seeing that alts are up 0.75% as a whole. And Bitcoin's with Bitcoin, we're down 0.7%. So it's kind of replacing, one's replacing the other. So alts are more bullish today than BTC, which makes sense when you had a massive move yesterday. So just think about it in a really simple way and you understand what I mean. So great to have you here, guys. If you're here, do say hi. I'd like to see who's here and watching today. See you over there, DG Trader, Nikki. Great to have you here. Wooly, Ashley, Twan, and Nikki Page. Great to have all you guys here. Now, I know I haven't been doing much lives, and it's mostly just because I find it really hard to find a time that I can consistently do them. If you guys like random lives, though, I will do them more often. But that's the reason why that happens more often than not. So let me just get into some of the other stuff that we have to look at. So I gave you a perspective on ETH and Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance, but where do we have to look at next? We really need to look. Our shitcoin index going down. Not really. We have this clear level of resistance from the key from the Kijin there, and it likely will look to break out, but it's not super bullish where it's at. Just so you guys understand, that is not a very bullish looking chart. Now, you know what else is not super bullish, but kind of, trying to kind of make its wave back up? We got the YM, right, which is the Dow Jones. And we also have the SPX 500 also kind of trying to push their way back up into that channel, right? And like, look, it's not in a super bearish spot, to be honest, because we had a 3, not really a 3 inside up, but this candle's a pretty strong indication that it's gonna, the Fed's gonna come in and pump it again. So we're above the cloud. That's the only bullish thing about this whole entire structure. So we have to be very careful with the stock market, even though it just perpetually pumps forever. Now, the DXY kind of having a chill out. BTC also having a day of chill out. So they're doing very similar things, which is very interesting to me. When we talk about decoupling, when people talk about the whole idea of decoupling, what they really mean is that when the stock market goes up, Bitcoin goes down. When Bitcoin goes up, the stock market goes down. It does the opposite of what they would do. Now, normally, they're coupled to each other. So when Bitcoin goes up, the stock markets go up. When Bitcoin goes down, the stock markets go down, right? Or when the stock market and Bitcoin, whatever way you want to see it. But they're coupled. They link together. So what we're looking for is for Bitcoin to be shooting higher, right? Or shooting lower and going against the grain. So here's the grain. The grain is, it was kind of showing us like, yeah, maybe this decoupling's happening, but every single time this happens, and because we need a more mature market for it to happen, you don't really see a huge discrepancy from one to the next. And so, yeah, okay, yeah, dumped, Bitcoin dumped, and it pumped. It's kind of lagging it. So we can't really call this a decoupling per se, but this is what we're looking for when we talk about that. And it's very important to understand that. Oh, great to see people from England and Brazil. Oh, so sad what happened to that Brazilian trader. There was a guy, a big trader from Brazil yesterday, got shot and killed in his car. Something to be known, if you're a trader and you're not anonymous like myself, be careful. You never know, man. People are crazy in this world, and you know what? Be nice to everybody, because then bad things don't generally happen to you as often. Great to see people from South Africa here and Vietnam. I feel like the whole world always can be here at the same time. It's great. So we see now, and I'm going to recap this for anyone who came late. We see Bitcoin is pretty bullish, but coming probably to have a retracement, maybe a little sideways action. And I mean, that could change when we open the markets in 2.5 hours, because the reality is that can change a lot of things. But what I'm looking at here is the traditional markets are kind of like, not really doing much, or kind of recovering a little relief rally, I would call that. We're not fully decoupled, but you see Bitcoin kind of doing different stuff, but not exactly, but we're getting there. Now, what's next? The important part is what's next. Well, next is this. The next thing that we're going to focus on is not any of the major stuff. So yesterday I gave you guys all the majors. I said, if we dip the majors, this is where I'll buy. So ADA, I said it's not really in a buy or not buy zone. It's kind of in a convoluted space, so I would avoid it. Adam, I said, well, wait, I would look for it to come down to this zone, probably around, anywhere between $30 or so, and down around like this level right here, $30 or so. That'd probably be a good level for me personally to start dollar cost averaging down to this level over here. And this really isn't technically a level. This was just the Kijinsen, right? So we don't really have too many levels around here, but this would be somewhere where I could see it revisiting just like previous highs, which would be around $28.75. So $30, $28 range would be a good one. When we look, I will definitely get to KSM. Just give me a second here. What I'm also looking for, we have a bearish retest potentially happening here. So we closed below yesterday. It's bearish retesting today. Now, what we would have to have for AVX to continue being bullish is for it to close above here on the daily today. But I see a lot of bearish signs for it to come and have a retracement. And honestly, it still would be bullish even if it did retrace. And there's not much there for it, right? So I don't see it. Like, I could see it coming only to here around 51, but anywhere between $50, like $47 and $52 is a great zone to DCA. We have dot. It's above the cloud, which is bullish. It's kind of sitting at a level where it could break out. So this level, if it breaks out of here, is probably going to push towards our next level. So I'll be watching DOT today to see if that happens, and we're seeing great volume so far today compared to yesterday, and we have 12 hours left, and DOT is already more than halfway up the volume it had all of yesterday. So we could see this definitely have an extension today into that $35 to $38 range. So that's what we're looking for from DOT. And I know I keep this really simple, and you're probably like, Coach, like, how is it that simple? Because that's how you should trade. Simple. The best traders don't make 100 trades in a month. They make 30, maybe even only 10 sometimes. Did you miss anything at FXF? No, you haven't. I will definitely get into that, though. I will get into KSM in a second here after we do DOT. So KSM was another one that's in a zone on a daily chart where I wouldn't have traded it here until we broke out of the top of the Kumo. And until we see, that 30 candlesticks right here, we see that we have our Chiku in the candles. We want to kind of see it pop out of here. So again, that 10 to 12 day window or so, I think that's still a reasonable level for KSM. We should just be patient and wait for that breakout to finally happen, because we have all the signs for this to continue going higher. But if we waited for the Chiku span to pop out of this side around here, and we get that bullish TK cross where our, or we don't drop below and this kind of recovers and starts to move back up, we would have a really nice chart structure for us to go higher back towards that $427 range, somewhere in this range right around there. So another part that I left here was this. But we're not really looking to buy KSM if it breaks down, and unless it goes all the way back to this level. So I'm not looking to buy KSM. Maybe I would buy a little bit at 300, but that would be the only level that I would really even look to buy. And this would be a small dollar cost in right around here. And it would be based off these wicks, because there would be liquidity down here that you can clearly see gets grabbed a lot. And so it likely will happen yet again. And that's why we would maybe have a small order here and a bigger order down here. Questions. I see a lot of questions about and comments about coins. I'm going to get to all those, guys. Give me a sec. I just want to get through the majors, and then I'm going to get to all your questions. Coach, you got into Freeway because your mentions. What are your thoughts going forward? I will give you guys a second on that. Orbit, DAG. So DAG right now, I bought some yesterday, 20 cents. And if it doesn't hold, and it doesn't hold down here, I will stop out at just a little bit around, just around 17 cents. I'll stop out if we get down to that level. I don't think we will, but DAG has all this bullish news, but FA does not drive TA, and hopefully you guys understand that. Solana wise, I'm still looking for it to come back down a bit. I mean, like, to be really honest with you guys, I don't really like this type of a structure on a chart. I would rather it come back down and retest around here in this zone between $1.30, $1.25, and $1.37. This would be a good range to scoop up, and I would like for it to retest that Kijinsen, which it had there, but I don't like that it's breaking down. Maybe if we see this have a push higher, then I would buy on the breakout. But right here, I don't really like where that structure is at. So that's just a personal opinion. You guys can do obviously what you want. Now, Luna's been on an absolute moon mission. I don't know if you guys followed on that dip that we had when it was like 20 bucks. Everyone lost their minds. Then it went to 3 because of the dump. And yeah, Terra's doing fine, guys. Real fine. Now I'm just gonna show you something on about with Terra Luna. Where is it? I definitely called this around 27 cents, right as the market started to get bullish. And I remember people saying like, yeah, right. Well, I can tell you right now that this is one of the more bullish projects in this space, and they have a lot of great stuff coming. So let me get let me go up a little bit, get some stuff from you guys. Now, we did KSM. I just want to point out something right here. I'm going to move myself over because whenever I do stuff on this side, but I want to point something out, guys. It is dog season again. It is big time dog season. And how I know that is it's not just SHIB, it's leash. Okay. Here's what you understand. The people behind SHIB are the people behind Bone, are the people behind Floki, are the people behind Leash, are the people probably behind Spell, people behind Kuma. All of these projects are mooning. I mean, you just saw that one. Let's look at this one. And then there's Bone too there. Kuma, remember Kuma Inu? When I talked about it ages and ages and ages ago. Even that one just super mooned like the last couple of days. And this is like, we're talking like it went up 1,200% in like a few days. It's insane. So dog season is here. That generally tells us that we're in a bull season. We're in a real bull season again. Because dogs are the first thing that go. If you don't know that, now you do. It's very important to know that. Dogs are the first ones that go. And the dogs, look at the Bone. I talked about Bone this morning in an actual conversation. What was $1.50? $2.70. Basically, if you see anything that's in that group of stuff, they all go together. They all moon together. Floki too, another one of them. Lots of push behind the dog coins again. Something that, yes, I was against it. But am I against making money? Hell no, I love making money. Do you guys like making money? Hell yes, you guys like making money. So we have to take that bias that we have and the fact that we want everything to be irrational and go, it doesn't matter if it's not irrational. I don't give a shit. Who cares? It's not irrational. Well, do you guys like 1,400%? I do. I like taking 10 ETH and turning it into 140 ETH. That's great. I like taking 1 ETH and turning it into 10. It's great. So you're starting to see that happen again. And I just wanted to make note of that before I continued on. Now, someone asked me about Freeway Token. Now, remember this. Freeway Token. Okay. And I'm just going to do this on another screen so that I can actually pull it in. But Orbit, Freeway Token, is probably one of the most undervalued projects in the whole entirety of the crypto space. I'll say that again. I'll say it again. Freeway Token is probably one of the most undervalued projects in the crypto space. Why do you think I say that? Let me just show you why I say that. Because visuals matter more, right? So let's show you. Well, here's my Freeway Token account. What you guys may notice is that the token price came down from 4.5 cents to 0.22 cents. And this will keep auto adjusting every couple days closer to the price of Freeway Token. Well, what's the price of Freeway Token? Freeway Token is not even 1 cent. Well, they're pricing it on their platform at 2.2. What happens as the price comes closer? Well, your active FWT for your superchargers will become more necessity. Right? You need more. If you want to put more money in and make $40,000, $45,000 in a month and a half, then you're probably going to, need more Freeway tokens so that you can supercharge your supercharger. Otherwise, you're only getting 25% and you want 43%. So what I expect to happen at some point is what we saw with YieldApp recently starting to happen. And YieldApp is about to blow the F up. Just so you guys know, version 2 is going to blow up YieldApp. Going to blow up the token. It's going to blow it up as like a top tier project in the space. These guys are no joke. Okay, and I don't work with people if they're a joke, so you guys should know that. Look at the rewards I've made on. I don't do anything, guys. I put money in here. I made $44,500. That's most people what they make in a year before tax, right? So it's like, it's a lot of money you can make, and you don't have to do anything. You buy the Freeway token, you put it in your supercharger, and the whole platform right now, a lot of people find it really confusing to use. The MetaMask integration's coming, so that'll make it super easy for you to just do whatever you do, deposit, purchase, withdraw. You'll be able to use the supercharger simple and easily, and that version 2 is also coming. So a lot of really bullish news coming for Freeway token. Yield app's coming as well with their next integration. And now we look at Yield app as a project, right? On technicals, you guys, this is having a bullish, this is very like close to having bullish moves. Okay, why? We're not there yet. We're so close. We want this Chiku span for another day or two to pop out. We want this Tenkin to cross up this red Kijinsen. Once we have that, right now we have a bullish Kumo breakout with a retest, but we don't have all the other factors to make us go into a trade on Yield yet. But if you believe in the vision of Yield and what they're doing, I mean, it really won't matter. That's my personal opinion. Now, what you see here is some resistance right around up here, right? And so we can see that clearly. And we see that it's a SR level because it's used it as support. So once we break out of 54 cents, very likely this is going to go much higher because it'll bounce, it'll turn to an SR level. And what we'd be looking for after that is somewhere in this range, somewhere around, 60. So, and then really what we're looking after that is, much higher, up in the 90 cents level. So YieldApp has a lot of growth potential here. And with V2, they are reducing the amount of emissions of YLD. So that means less YLD will be coming to you. You'll be getting more of your USDT, or you're getting more of your BTC or more ETH, but less YLD. So knowing that change is coming, it adds so much value to the YLD that's out there. And remember, 75% of all YLD tokens in circulation are locked onto the YLD platform because everyone's doing the same thing as I'm doing with Freeway token with Yield app. And I actually upped my amount I put in Yield app. Okay, so because it's simple and easy, right? I will also up the amount I put in on Freeway once version 2 comes in. So all of these things are super bullish, guys. And these projects, I truly believe they're super undervalued. We look at Celsius hit like almost $10. You got to understand these guys give better returns. Both of these guys give better returns. One that's had a nice retrace, another one that's great as an opportunity to buy is Persistence 1. Now, this is dumping because of an airdrop. They always give tokens to different communities, which is part of their ethos. And sometimes that causes dips. But this project has a commodities DEX. This is serious. The only thing I really would caution a lot of people on is there could be potential signs of like a left shoulder, head, right shoulder here, and a potential drop. But that just means what you should be looking for, which is the whole point of this video, is where's the opportunity? Well, if we are lucky enough to get an opportunity into these liquidity pockets right down here, let's take those opportunities. So there's like a nice pocket of liquidity, these little wicks down here. I'll be looking to buy in this zone right here, right? Between 6 and 550. If we did drop, that would be probably where it's going to come down to, where the support is. So these are things just to note, because if you know where you potentially could be buying, what I do personally, guys, is I actually go in the exchange. I go on Ascendex right now, right? I would go and have, a buy order at 6, a buy order at 585, another one at buy order at 575, and a large buy order around 550 if it got there, right? And that would be like a 1.5% risk type trade, because if it dropped that much from up here, it's likely that it will bounce. If it drops around 61.5, 61.8, let's say, right around here, then that's very likely that will bounce right there and go higher. So we know this, and so we can use that to our advantage. Let me get some questions, guys. I'm sorry I've been talking a lot. All right, so hold on. I'm trying to get to all of these. Look at natural gas. It's quite funny. Not only BTC can do a 40% move, I suppose. Natural gas and some of the commodities can be very interesting. And it depends a lot on like their options expiries as well. Like, you know, when their contract, like not their contracts per se expire, but kind of, yeah, when their contracts expire. All right. FXF, I've seen a few. I'm going to get to those questions in a minute. Kuma, yeah, Kuma was one that I sold, which, you know, I showed some of my friends today about my my SHIB holdings and how much they'd be worth today. Being a part of Orbit since pre-staking, you know what's up. All right, so let's get this started. Okay. Phoenix flow, let's do it. So FXF, RIN, any exchange token is always a long-term investment. And when I say the word investment, it means that I am investing into the project. An investment mindset is not the same. It's absolutely not even close to the same as a trader's mindset. So when I think I'm investing in Phoenix Flow, I'm not thinking for a week. I'm not thinking for a month. I'm thinking for like 2 years. So let the exchange add on all the cool features. Let the exchange, you know, build all the cool stuff that it needs to add in, right? Because that takes time. Binance took years to get to where it's at. So it takes time to develop these things, these features, these extra add-ons, and then not have them be buggy. So I'm okay totally with that. I'm one of the top holders in the whole entire project, and I have not sold any, and I'm not going to, even though that it's where it's at. What I see this as is a potential opportunity to scoop up really at the lows. So this is just something to know. Everyone always says, oh, when should I buy? When should I buy? Well, when things are low, you buy them. You don't buy them when they're high. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, yeah, Leash, good point out. Guys, we have 54 likes. Smash a like. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit on that bell. I do a lot of videos that are short and sweet. So if you haven't seen any of the new stuff that I've been doing, if you don't want to listen to me for an hour like on a live feed, every other video I do is only 10 minutes. So you guys can take just a few minutes of your day and you can get my overviews of the market and all that. And I'm going to do random live feeds when I feel like the market deems me to do them. All right, breakout on DOT already. Is there a DOT breakout right now? Let me see. See someone saying breakout on DOT. Yeah, the breakout's right about there, man. So we're waiting for it to just really break out fully, and it's going to go towards that next level. Right now, the RR on a trade to enter here would not be the place to enter. Just so you guys know, you would have entered down here on the Kumo. You don't want to enter here because your RR is 1-to-1 almost, so it's not good. Risk to reward means if you get here and you take profit, that's a 1. If you lose and you stop out down here, that's a 1. So a 1-to-1 ratio is bad. It's 50-50. Might as well go to the casino and roll it on, you know, black or red. You know, you're almost at the same level of result there. So just keep that in mind. All right, here, let me get some more questions, guys. On Marshall, yeah, on Marshall's been on Marsh has been on a really nice move. I'm an investor in this project, and I'm kind of just holding on what I have now, and I'm not gonna touch it. Like, it's still investing. The reason why is because they built a full-on index for not just like, they didn't just build a normal index. They built like an ERC 20, like an Etherscan, but one for multiple blockchains at the same time. You just put the address in, it finds it. You don't have to like go and switch anything up. They also did an NFT indexer, so it's easier to find where the NFTs are, and I think that's that's such a value add. And infrastructure plays like Marsh, like Massbit, like Pnode. These are things that I'm looking at like very strategically in terms of holding, because I think they could have really, really good upside. And right what we're seeing here is it came up, it's retesting this level of support that's clearly there, and likely the next move would be higher, and we would look to break out of that level that it couldn't break out of the last time, and really the next proper level would be about $1.95. So there is a lot of upside with Marsh. It's still super low market cap, even though it says fully diluted, whatever, that doesn't mean anything. The real market cap's 18 mil, and its value should be a lot higher than that, just so you guys know. All right, let me get some questions for yield. How much is a worthy starting investment? I mean, it really depends on you. You know how much you're going to make. So if you're going to make 20% in a year and you have 10 grand, you make $2,000 in a year. Is it worth it to you to do that? Can you use that money to do other stuff? That is what it comes down to asking yourself. Some people would rather degen, but then they would lose most of that 10K. So it really depends on who you are and what you're comfortable with. All right, I see a question about Harmony 1. So let's take a quick look at Harmony. Warina, actually, the founder of Warina that launches today, the founder is a co-founder of Harmony 1, and this is a $1 billion unicorn in the space. So that's why I'm really bullish on Warina, more so than the actual game itself. It's actually the people have already proven that they can do what they're like. They can build a unicorn in the space. And that sometimes is more valuable than actually what the project is. And you may not understand what I mean by that, but those who do will understand exactly what I mean by that. So Harmony 1, it's quite bullish here on the daily. We have some signs of this may not be a good time to enter because it will run into the candlesticks. We do have a bearish TK cross that happens, so our Tenkan is under. The only thing is we're bullish on the actual candles above the cloud. I would be waiting on Harmony 1. I would wait. Personally, that's just my own personal thing, and I would be only waiting for Harmony for this reason, is that it's not really a perfect setup, and I would rather personally wait for that, right? And that's important to me. So this is a personal thing. All right, let's get some more questions. Potential P-pay for this cycle. I see a super chat here. John Doe. Hey coach, would you look at Moon River? Oh man, I love this project and I'm so salty about it, guys. I'll be really honest with you. I'm salty about Moon River. And the reason why I'm salty about it is because I had opportunity to be involved with it. And then I got lazy. And I'm like, I knew this was gonna do really big things. And now what we're seeing, consolidation, right? I mean, it's hard to really trade off of a chart that only has like a month and a half or so of actual trading history. But what we can do is find levels, right? What you can see here is a clear level of support has established itself for Moon River around this level, around $286. So I would potentially buy there. The only reason I wouldn't buy here right now is we're underneath the 21 daily EMA, and it's kind of more on the bearish side, and it's very likely that this could break down. Now, I need to look at a lower time frame to see if that's true, so I can get a better perspective for myself. So what you can see here on this time frame is that actually there's a little bit of support right around $272. So if we lost that, I would buy again around $272 if I'm bullish on Moon River, right? $272 to $258. If it loses that though, guys, the reality is there is no real support. I mean, and this isn't really support until 170, 190. It's not, that would not be good. That being said, if we look at what it traditionally does when it comes towards this level, it's that it usually bounces. So we'll watch for that. We want to wait for something like this, where we could see a trend line, breakout of a trend line. We kind of saw a fake out breakout over there, right? But you didn't really see a proper breakout yet. And so I would be waiting to just see like, oh, weird. I had a disconnection there. That was odd. But I'm back. Woo! So Moon River looks fine. What I would wait for is a pure and clear, nice explosion through that and a close above that, because it's not really closed above that. I mean, if you want to be really a stickler for how we would do this, we would actually say that it's never really come close. But here's what we're looking for. It's coming to that decision point right here. And for Moon River, we'd like to see, what is that decision point? Is it going to break down, or is it going to bounce off that and break up? Or we can just break out of this level, retest it and go higher, just break out and go higher. And the hard part for me when I do coins that are new is I don't have enough data to really tell you specifically. But what I am seeing is that we have four bearish candles in a row, and maybe we could see that bounce on the fifth one. So maybe tomorrow. Okay, hope that helps you guys. Let me look for some more questions here. One Marshall, Link BTC. All right, let's do Link BTC. Okay, you got some stuff here. All right, Link BTC does not look very bullish. Let me go on. This is on the daily. Whoosh. Let me see here. Haven't traded Link BTC for quite some time, to be honest. It's kind of at support and bouncing, but I don't really like it here at all. Like, there's nothing on this daily chart that says I should be buying this BTC pair at all. Let's look at USDT though, just to kind of get a different perspective. USDT, again, I think I talked about this earlier. It's just not in a spot you would buy Link here. This is not a spot I personally would be buying Link. And it's because it's not really in a decision, a place where it's making a really strong decisioning point yet. We see that it's kind of above. There's some bullish signs, but here it's really sideways on the 4 hour, the 6 hour. We're seeing it's in the cloud, which we don't trade. It's turbulent in the cloud. We would wait here. If you really want to know where you should be looking for, you should be looking at around this level right here. We want to break out, and on the retest, we would buy on the retest. So that's what I do. This is a Kumo breakout retest trade, right? So we would look for that breakout, come back down towards this 2850 level, and then we would buy around that. And that retest breakout generally go higher. And we're seeing potential Kumo twists here. We're seeing a bullish, some bullish scenario. And if we get more bullishness, it will go above the candles. So we have some clarity here, and we have a very, very strong bullish TK cross. So that's all good. Questions. Okay, not for Bob Builder. You're back. I'm back. That's right. HBAR. HBAR has been on an absolute moon mission. It just took so long for all those people to get their damn tokens, man. Like, I think that's what it was, really. Like, look at that structure, man. Like, saucer pan type moonage. Wowzers. So you can see, like, sideways forever. Everyone kind of wrote it off. Had a massive extension, and the thing is, now HBAR doesn't have as much sell pressure, right? Like, they did it over years, and the bear market happened, and those years happened, and now most of those tokens are out, so that means there's less sell pressure, which means that things like Phantom and Hedera Hashgraph have opportunities to grow, which is what we're seeing. I mean, look at Phantom, for example, as another great example of this, right? We see Phantom looked dead in the bear market. Everyone thought it was dead. I was doing TA on this at under a cent, at a 0 point, like not even 1 cent yet, right? And now it's at $1.79. We're talking from that level to this one about 728x. 728x, almost 1000x, okay? And this probably will get to 1000x at some point. So we had a bullish Kumo breakout, and it never retested, okay? And then what happened? It just went mental, and it's still going mental. It's breaking towards its all-time high. Phantom's a really bullish project, man. I honestly, I missed this one, and I regret that I missed when I was down here and didn't ever actually pick some up. But that's what happens. Can't make all of them. You can't be in every trade. Banter is feeling too big now to invite you. In the beginning of Banter, you're the only one who pulled the users. Don't worry about that, man. I'll be on Banter probably this week at some point. They're just busy. I'm also busy. It's not their fault. It's also mine. But it's all good. You know, we get our time. You guys get your time with me. Mateys coach L2 for ETH hackathon right now. Million prizes. Vitalik's mom's on the team. Cool. So it's Mateys DAO, right? Remember they raised on paid ignition, I believe. I missed that one. Even though I'm a large holder, you still have to be active and say you want to get involved. So missed out. Now, let's see how it's been doing. Oh, wow. It's done really, really well since it's dumped out. Looks really good to me, to be honest. And we have a nice bullish structure forming here. I don't have all my charting tools on this one, so it's not as easy for me to tell you on the technical level. But Mateys looks really good. We see that it's kind of in a bull flag type formation after that breakout of here, bull flag, and that's kind of what Bitcoin looks like, to be honest. Let me just show you BTC to give you my perspective on that. BTC had a very similar looking chart. So we have Mateys here, where BTC broke out and went up, right? And we're seeing that BTC broke out, went up, right? And And so kind of stalled up here. So maybe it's not exactly, but I saw that flag. I talked about it over here. We're having a bull flag before we broke higher. And we kind of have a similar type of structure, but just not as many days, for example. All right, next up, let me just get some. Am I still into super? Yeah, I'm in super farm. I've been in super farm since pre-sale, and I still have tons and tons of tokens. So just totally chilling with that one. I think with what Elio's been doing, Neo Tokyo and all the other stuff that he's been engaging everybody with, I think that super is definitely going to benefit from those things. Any info on drops ownership power? I don't know what that means. Sorry. Shiba USDT already talked about. Utrust. You know what? I haven't looked at UTK for a while because it kind of lost all of its steam. Let's see how it's been looking now. Kind of still in that loss of steam. What I'm waiting for Utrust, to be honest, is this. I want to see just there's not enough volume. Look at this daily. All the wicks is because they're just the volume is shit. But if we go and we don't use the wicks and we use the bodies, like this is close to a breakout as we probably will get. It's coming very soon. And here's the thing, I don't like when you see wicks all over the place on a daily. It just tells me that this project probably does not have a ton of liquidity at this point. Or there's a lot of whales and a lot of bears trying to fight each other for pushing it higher or lower. But odd looking chart when there's tons and tons and tons of wicks, especially on Binance. You don't see wick all the time when you're on there. Especially like these. These are very prevalent. All right, let's take a look. B Pro. All right, B Pro, wasn't that on Kucoin? Yeah, I remember that one from a while back. All right, so it's a gambling coin, right? Gambling. It has the same structure as the other coin I didn't like. Still need to see bearish under the cloud. Bearish rejected the Kumo top. Bearish. We're having a potential bearish 3 inside down. Right, so I talked about Bitcoin having a 3 inside up. If this closes below this bottom of this candlestick right here, this is going to go lower, right? How did I know that on the BTC? What I said when we were only over here around 42 said a 3 inside up's forming, and I bought right around that time, right? And I bought all the way into this candle. And then it kept going, and then I was like, oh, we see a potential bull flag forming, and it actually played out because I saw this resistance potentially playing out and causing us to go sideways. So seeing some really interesting stuff here, to be honest. DYDX is also really cool. This is a project that we were all like trading-ish, not really, but we're trading on the exchange for the airdrop. We knew it was coming at some point. We're still waiting on MetaMask for theirs, but who knows if that'll happen. Again, DYDX is a very hard thing to let me see if it's on. It's too new. The problem is all these coins that are super new, there's just not enough history to do TA on them. Unless you're doing micro TA. You're doing it on like the hourly or the 4-hour chart. But you just don't get the same type of it's just too hard to really show people where you're at. So right now, all I can say on something like DYDX, if I go to the 4-hour, I can look at my secondary and see where it's at. The secondary is showing that we're bearish on the secondary chart. We're seeing a 4-hour 3 inside down, and it's been on a crazy bullish movement, but 4-hour not so good. What about our 8-hour? Let's double up the time frame. Again, we're starting to see bearish signs, but the C clamp could pull it back down to this level. So DYDX could have, I would actually put a buy zone right around here. I would put my buy zone in this zone right here. Why? Because we also have liquidity pockets right there. So you could see that we could come back to those pockets of liquidity. And, you know, they're right into this zone. So we would look at buying, I would look at buying DYDX around $19, $20. TA on AVAX. Well, I think I talked about AVAX earlier. It's bearish, not looking so good, to be honest. It's quite bearish chart. Generally, our steps are bearish Chiku, check. We don't have a bearish Kumo, check, not a check, but we have a bearish TK cross, and we close the candle inside the cloud. So it's likely that we would come down to at very least $55, $56. I personally think we're going to come down to this zone over here. All right. So, moving on. let's look at a couple more coins, then I'm going to let you guys go. It's been about 45 minutes, which is what I'm trying to aim for. So let me know what you guys thought about today. If you like these quick, random, TA sessions, we'll definitely do them more often. EGLD, love this project. Love Ben, team, very hardworking, and these guys have just been a absolute all-star. Like, I mean, had you been buying at $6, you'd be really happy right now, wouldn't you? So where are we going now with EGLD? It's kind of in this part where, like, we're bullish. We're above the cloud. We're bullish. It's still technically above. We're bullish. But I don't see a clear indication when I should enter yet if I'm not in. So if I'm in, okay. But if I'm not in, I'm like sitting here going, okay, when should I enter? Well, I'm going to enter on the breakout of this level. So we would be looking, and I would set an alert. So if you don't know how to do that, you right click, you add alert. So you'd go and wait for an alert to come up here, and you would add that alert. So when it crosses that level, it's going to tell you your alarms are going to go off. And then that's where you're like, okay, it broke out, and now I should be looking to potentially buy. So that's how I do it. And what I'm going to do is I am going to do one more coin. I'm going to do VRA because it's a project that I'm advising, advisor to for years and years now. And it's had a crazy run, and this is nowhere near done. Okay, remember, this is a 3.5, 4-year-old project almost. And on top of that, this is all-time high, and it's super close to getting back to it. It's an esports gaming platform that uses CSGO and so much other stuff. Okay, Elmer, you're getting silenced, bud. Sorry, you're annoying. And so basically, I'm really excited because what I see with VRA, and this is like one of my older projects, is this is about to retest Kumo, maybe come back down a little bit lower, around 3.8 cents, and then it's going to start going higher. And the sky is the limit for these guys. Remember, when I launched this project with the team, check this out. We launched and it was like under a cent. Now we're up over 150x. One of the projects like Eternity, like Paid, like Split, all those that I've advised and have worked with have done 100x. Pretty crazy stuff. But this one I'm even more proud of because it did 100x in this cycle, and this is only one of 100 coins, or maybe even less than that, that did a new all-time high in this cycle that are from last cycle. That's why I'm more proud of this one. I will be more proud in the next cycle when the projects from this one are doing what this one does. And this is why I pick these types of projects to work with. Omni. Oh, you're talking about Ecomi. Okay, let's do this one. My friend's over there. So it's definitely on a moon mission. Can't say anything other than that. Omi's on a moon mission. And they have a lot of really big stuff coming, as someone just mentioned. No, Omi. Sorry, guys. There's not very many exchanges that it's on, so let's just do it on here. Let's do it on our DEX. It's easier. Anything about Link is taking so long? What do you mean? There's nothing about Link taking so long. Link just takes time, man. Everything takes time. You know, the most important thing you have to understand is you don't have to be smart to make money. You don't have to be smart to get rich. You just have to have some money and patience. That's all you have to have in life. If you have patience, it's more important than everything. So what we can see at Omi on a moon mission, breaking out, breaking back down, probably retesting this level of support, and then it's going to keep going higher. I think NFTs are and gaming. I think gaming is going to have maybe a slowdown a little bit, and NFTs are going to start pushing, and then the NFT gaming stuff is going to bring gaming back. So that's what I'm looking for happening soon. Wildy, definitely on Bittrex. It's also going to be listed on another tier 1 exchange soon as well, just so that you guys know. Exit strategy until the markets, until end of cycle. I made mistakes last time. Yeah, have an exit strategy. Always take profit. Find projects that are in profit and take profit on them. It's really that simple, guys. Like, find projects that every day when there's a green day, take some profit on the biggest greens that you have in those days. If you have a project that's 30 or 40% in a day, it's not going to stay up 30, 40%. Right? If it does 50% a day, it's definitely not going to stay up 50%, especially if it's a project that's out on major exchanges. So we would look for that. Right? Now, PPay. Let's see PPay. PPay's been on a really nice run. A lot of great products are coming out from them, and all that stuff is kind of nicely molding together. So I'm really excited to see where PPay will go. But, you know, I don't think it'll happen overnight. Let's put it that way. I don't think they're going to moon overnight. I think these guys are going to build products that work, and then they're going to slowly grow over time, especially now all their private sales are done, right? So there's no more sell pressure coming from anyone. Maybe this, I don't know what this wick was. Maybe it's just because there's low volume on actually Uniswap, because they have PlasmaPay's own platform. So you can go and buy and sell, and they have their own liquidity on their own platform, which makes more sense. Right, so I'm going to end here because otherwise I could go on forever. It's been 50 minutes. So what I will do, I'll start doing these randomly when I feel like TA is definitely some time for spotlight on it. We'll be focusing. So a couple things to leave you guys off with. Number 1, like. Number 2, subscribe. Number 3, hit the bell. Number 4, watch shitcoin perpetual index. Watch the total market cap of 2, because that means that, you know, our alts are coming and having a good day after BTC had a good day. And watch Bitcoin dominance for it not to go too crazy. Because if it goes crazy, alts are going to continue dropping versus BTC, and you'd be better off in BTC. So that's what you have to look at. It's a really good perspective, this video. I know it's long, but the videos help you understand how I view the markets. So when I do my other videos, you understand them. Soon, people ask about Club. We're actually going to go an NFT route. What I've learned from working with all our projects is people fight each other to the zero, right? Like if someone wants to sell something, they want to sell at the highest price possible. If you make NFTs as a membership and you give people membership through NFTs and they can sell and buy or whatever the membership, that's much better. So that's what I'm working on, but that's going to take a little bit of time. So if you guys are like asking me when we had Club Token ready, problem is a token always causes competition with people. And internally, I knew there were some people that would ruin it for others. And if I do a membership where people can sell their membership, buy in a membership, then it should be much more fair. And so I'm working on it. It takes time. Like, you have to develop all these things, but it's great. So if you guys are watching right now, hit that like, guys. There's only 100 of you that have done it. Do it right now if you have. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate all of you. And if there's anything that you guys need, anything you guys want, let me know. All right, guys, have a great day.